You are listening to the Young Black Travelers podcast. Black voices chatting on experiential travel, dedicated to creating a global community of travelers. Be bold, be inspired, be spontaneous. We are YBT.
You started exchanging knowledge and information, and the fact they're more readily wanting to learn more about you as a person as opposed to, being maybe a little standoffish or anything. That was just telling as well. And it was very, very nice to see that.
Thank you for that. I think I will ask this follow-up question. What are some of the things that, to a person who's never been to Carnival, who don't understand the context of Carnival, what are some of those things that typically people misunderstand about Carnival that we can probably bring some clarity to before we even move on into the conversation? I'm going to pass the mic to our Carnivalist, Leo, and then I'm going to pass it over to Jonelle.
I'm supposed to answer that question.
Oh boy. Well, if you want to pass, you can.
The one thing that brings me back to Carnival year after year, since we're speaking about culture, it's the music, the soca, the calypso, and this is what brings people together. And I mean, growing up, we didn't hear much soca and calypso. We heard more reggae, at least in my circles, And now to see that soca has come this far, and everyone pretty much wants to go to Carnival or some sort of carnival throughout the Caribbean, that really says a lot. The other thing that I appreciate about Carnival and the culture is the food. If you haven't had a roti yet in your life, but that's great. But I have a driver in Trinidad, and he cooked for us some gyro pork.
Oh Jesus! Wow!
You guys ever?
Oh gosh!
There it is.
Like, the hell with the KFC, but that gyro pork with some punch-in.
Oh Lord! Oh,
with punch-in.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, he was gonna say coconut water, not coconut water.
Wow!
Hold on. Well, since we're talking about culture, question to you guys: did you guys try punch-in?
No. I've been too scared. I've heard so many things.
I actually think I did. I had it while in Tobago, but yeah, it was good.
Had punch-in.
Yeah, it was good.
That'll be my next thing to try.
Yeah, we had it.
Okay, so Leo mentioned that some of the things that people would misunderstand is the music. The music is a big part. The music brings community. Part of the event, the festival, and the festival goes on for over a month. Is there food? There's a lot of food that you can sample. So there's so much more than just the feathers and the road. There is a lot that happened beyond these 2 days, right? Even beyond the time Leo goes there. We were there for 5 days. A lot happens around this whole thing, right? But Jonelle, maybe bring a little bit more context, maybe some things that people may not understand about the festival as a whole that we could really shed some light on.
Oh boy. Well, I guess, I would, when I think about how I first learned about Carnival, it was actually through my aunt. And my aunt is one of 8 children, but she's the only one that just fully embraced this spirit of Carnival. So she was in the military, and she would be, whether she'd be in Japan or she would be, in Virginia or wherever she was serving, she would come to New York every single September for Labor Day. And she would play mass, and she would have a costume on and the glitter and all of that. My aunt taught me how to whine. She taught me how to whine to a song that most of you probably know called Tiny Whiny.
And we know you're a good whiner.
Video evidence.
So you can thank Auntie for that. You can thank Auntie Lynette Ross for that.
Clip hair.
My aunt, she loved being Trini. You know, like, and I thought she was extra because she traveled all over the world in the military. But I mean, you get in her car, it's Trinidad steering wheel, Trinidad flag, Trinidad headrest. You go to her house, she became very interested in steel pan in the later part of her life. So, you know, she had like the greats like Robbie Greenwich would come to her house and like do like steel pan parties, and I learned so much about the culture of Trinidad and the spirit of Carnival because of her. And I actually felt very close to her on Carnival Tuesday. Like I felt like I was chipping down the road with her. It was a beautiful experience. But you know, Carnival, they call it the spirit of Carnival. It's something that is so liberating. And you know, I'm also a dancer. And so, you know, like speaking and expressing through movement is something that comes very naturally for me. And the way we move our bodies allows us to release certain energies. And so understanding that even when we whine and we move our bodies in a certain way, we are releasing certain tensions and energies, and Carnival is about that. Right? It's unifying. Music. Right? We're not separate. We're all one. You don't, you know, they talk about Trinidad being, you know, one of the most dangerous islands in the Caribbean. How many of you walking down the street at any time felt that you were in danger? You know, at any time felt it was just all love, all vibes. And I think it's just something so beautiful that cannot be manufactured. It cannot be duplicated. 2026 Carnival cannot be like 25, 24. You know, every year you go, it will be different, but it's always going to be beautiful.
Wow. That's that's definitely beautiful. And I guess what should first timers know before going to Carnival? What should they know? I mean, tips. Give your tip before going to Carnival. I'm gonna pass it around, like we're gonna do round robin. Madashir, what should first timers know before going? Anything that at the top of your mind right now, Mado.
Pace. You'll get it when we say pace.
Expound a little. When you say that, what do you mean?
What I mean by pace is like understanding your limits. If you are a true fetter as strong as Leo, or you're someone that's more mellow, you need to understand your party experience pace, and this will let you know where you fall along the lines. Because Trini, it is like last level Mortal Kombat style. You're fighting the six monster, 10 monster. Yeah,
Trinidad is not for beginners.
Yeah, you're fighting. It is the last level, right? So you need to know, choose your character. Like,
am I a beginner? Am I an expert? Okay. No, and that is true, because I think, you know, a lot of people I think run into this thing, and you got to know yourself. Of like they get parties back to back to back to back to back. I know I'm one of those persons. I need my sleep. We did Sunny Side Up, but I was good, right? But I couldn't do that back to back to back to back because I would be grumpy. I would be like, it was not going to be good. But you got to know yourself. And what I actually recognized was, I knew this from years ago. People don't even show up to some of the ones they book. So you don't spend $200, how much ever you spend on an event, and then you can't go to it. I heard people talk about it in the elevator going up. I'm like, well,
yep, I was going to mention
anybody could have told you that, right? But it is what it is. All right, Christina, tell us.
Yes, well, two things come to mind. Similar to pace, they always say Carnival is a marathon, and so if fitness is not your strong point, I personally started working out like way earlier in the year just to be able to keep up with being on the road and being in the hot sun and just being active and moving your body for hours on end. And I even checked my watch. I think I was doing between like 8 to 16 miles a day, whether it was just walking around the ship or dancing or on the road. Like, it's just a lot of movement. And so you mix that in with heat and alcohol. You just have to make sure your body is ready for that. And then on top of that, making sure your body is ready is your immune system. I know I got very sick. I lost my voice for 2 weeks after I came home. So there was definitely something going around. But I think in general, build your immune system, because if you're not used to, well, nobody's really going at that pace all the time. So you have to get your body ready for anything that could happen. And I think a good chunk of us felt the after effects of whatever was going around. So vitamins, and bring medicine with you. So
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely good advice. Leo, how about you?
Everything that they just said, time 100. And learn the music before you get to Carnival as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, going back to when I first went to Carnival in 2014, I used to party a lot. I mean, you've known me for years, Keyshawn. So, I mean, from college, from high school, college. Plus, I was in DJing as well. So, I mean, party hard in Brooklyn. I got to Trinidad and never experienced anything like that, and saw people party the way these people party in my life. Right? So if you think you're going to go to Trinidad and book fete after fete after fete, not understanding that a lot of these fetes, they're outside, 8 hours in the hot sun, and you're drinking at a non-normal level, right? Because it's all inclusive, a lot of these parties, right? So before you know it, you've already done half a bottle to a bottle. And if you're not careful, you could end up on the floor, right? And that's even during Carnival Monday and Carnival Tuesday. So you definitely have to know yourself. And yes, pace.
Oh yeah,
Pace.
that's good. You know, Janelle, you actually had because you kept on saying this while we were at Juve at different points. You're like, coconut water, drink coconut water. And it was.
Ooh,
I don't think I noticed how important that was. Well, I mean, because Tuesday I was sick, and so then me drinking the coconut water really helped. But that was a really good tip, because I think that gives you electrolytes. It helps your body in many ways. And even if you're drinking, it probably helps you at the end of the day. You don't get drunk, probably because you're drinking the coconut. I don't know what miracle, what's in that, but clearly there is
asked
something.
somebody for a tip, because I met this really nice Trini girl, and I was like, okay, what's the tip for when you're on the road and you want to stay hydrated? And she said, drink coconut water, but don't mix it with your alcohol, because then that's just gonna cancel out. Leo, your face was like, what? But basically she was saying, if you mix it with the alcohol, it cancels out the benefits of the coconut water. I know a lot of people may or may not follow that advice, but I listened to her and it helped me. So
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it would help you. It's a lot of electrolytes, but my drink of preference is scotch and coconut water.
Coconut water.
All day, every day, because it kind of balances itself out. Plus, the other thing that you're feeling is that you're sweating. You're sweating all that alcohol out anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after that, all you have to think about is sleep. You know, if you get 3 hours, 4 hours, on some days you might want 8 hours.
Listen, that boat will not let you. That boat will not
Wait, no, you gotta tell them about this vortex that we are referencing right here. Tell them.
Oh my goodness. So on the ship, there is, you can look over on any floor, and it's like the center of the boat, like, on the lower level where everybody gather, that's where all the parties are. And I know this may not be the question, and I don't want to jump ahead, but on this boat, soca music is playing all the time.
All day, every day.
So it's in the elevator, it's in the hallway, it's in the bathroom.
God, stop.
But it is especially in what we have coined the soca vortex. So if you think that you are going to leave the dining room and just get in the elevator and go to your room, you better make sure you have some earplugs, because you look over and you hear the music, you're like, let me go downstairs just for a little bit and see what's going on. You will not make it.
yes.
It will be 3 hours later and you're like, wait, I was just going to the room to get some rest.
Yes.
and the epic carnival soca vortex just will not let you be great. So
Yeah.
just
How
know
many
that.
times did we say we're gonna go to bed? We're gonna go to bed. You even put your hair up. You were ready, and then you walk outside,
Yeah,
and
right.
The
I was
music's
ready
so
for the
good.
bed.
It's just
that's all
Man.
it takes.
you
Yeah.
literally, at the times you're gonna go to your room or something, and you're chipping to your room. You're like, "Oh, my song!" and you're just chipping
And
to your
then
room.
just find
Chipping to
yourself
your room.
down at the bottom
Yeah, you're on your you
amongst
find your
everybody
phone.
else.
The rest of them, we're in the vortex. Oh, you chip back.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
never make it. You don't make
No,
it to the
no.
room. So just beware.
Listen,
The
No,
soca
no, no.
vortex is
truth
real.
be told, my waistline has not seen the whining since 2000. Whoa. Since 2018. Okay?
And you've
I
lied
was
this entire trip, right?
Even before I got to the boat, I made sure that my waistline was prepared. Okay? Even with that, I was still tired though. But I'm just saying, there was not a moment that your waistline will move.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
would
talking
also
about even when you
say-
walk. Ugh.
You walking and
I'm just saying.
whining. Yeah, walking and whining.
Janelle, you were
I
about
would
to
say,
say?
like, for like first timers, if you are going to be playing mass, you just, ladies, I mean, men not so much, don't always have an issue because you guys always got on comfortable shoes, but ladies, you better make sure you got some comfortable shoes. Like, get on YouTube, watch informational videos from people who've gone before. I
That
watched
part.
like several videos so that I knew
Yes.
to get a certain kind of sneaker, a certain kind of insole.
Yes,
Because the
insert.
worst thing is to be chipping down the road and you got like 8 more miles to go and your feet are on fire. That was not my situation. I had very comfortable shoes. And I will also say, like, you gotta prioritize self-care. If part of pace,
Wow.
if we wanted to provide an example of what it means to pace, like for me, because my YBT friends, there were many times where they were out hanging out on the boat and I was in the jacuzzi, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. Because I knew I had a whole nother day of partying coming up. And so I'm like, you know what? I need to get this body ready for what is about to happen. So part of pacing is understanding that sometimes you may not be able to go the same pace as your friends all the time. And that's
Yeah.
because I made it.
Yeah.
You know
No,
yourself. That's good.
You did.
That's definitely a good one. I'm gonna push us ahead, and let's start talking about now. Clearly, we had actually it's Leo, Janelle, Christina, and Martisha. You guys played mass, and I know you all played in different bands. So just talk. So we got Yuma, we got Bliss, Tribe Bliss, but we also have regular Leo. You a regular Tribe. I mean, give us that different. Let's start with that tribe differentiation because that could be confused. Go get your tribe merch while Christina break
you
down.
go first because you're Bliss. You're Bliss. Hold
Okay, but Christina, tell us okay, tribe. Give us that break it down for us because I'm still confused.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me step back a little bit more for the experience of how to even get into the band. So,
Okay.
Tribe as an umbrella, Tribe is the biggest band, umbrella in Trinidad. It's very much like the popular one. It's huge. There's Tribe, which has Tribe underneath it. There's Lost Tribe, which is a lot more beautiful, traditional. Like I think they always win every year on Tuesday. And then Bliss, which I chose Bliss, and it's so funny because every time I would bring up Bliss, people give such.
Hey, quick pause, because this is something you do not want to miss. Young Black Travelers is bringing the vibe offline with our Waves and Wanderlust brunch, a curated experience where travel, culture, and community all come together in one room. We're talking Brooklyn energy, Caribbean blue and green aesthetics, good food, good music, and even better conversations with people who actually get your love for travel and global experiences. So pull up on April 26th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Rogers Garden, 708 Rogers Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And listen, this is not just brunch. This is networking without the awkwardness. This is community without the pressure. This is you stepping into a room that feels like alignment. We're setting the tone with a full blue and green dress code. Soft life, island inspired. Come outside and look like the experience you're stepping into. Your ticket is only $50 per person. And yes, that includes your food. And also, there's a cash bar available if you're trying to sip a little while you vibe. But let me be real with you for a second. Events like this aren't about just showing up. They're about who's in the room. This is where you meet people who travel like you, think like you, and are building lives that go beyond the everyday. So whether you're coming with friends or stepping out solo, this is the kind of space where you won't feel out of place. Now, here's your move. Grab your ticket now before it sells out. Hit the link in the description and secure your spot. Get your outfit together. Blues, greens, island vibes, and come ready to connect, socialize, and be part of something bigger. Waves and Wanderlust. April 26th, Brooklyn. We'll see you there.
Interesting reactions. They're like, oh, well, you're not going to have quite as good a time with them because they tend to be a little bit more, a little stush, a little bit more like premium experience on the road, which it just depends on like what you're looking for. Whereas Tribe is known to be wild, and like if you want the energy and the crazy, you can go with Tribe. And then Lost Tribe is just, if you really want that cultural sort of immersion, you can go with them. So band launch happens in August, and it's my first time playing, so I had to fight to even get into the band, but I finally got a committee member to approve me. And so I, again, came on the ship, so we got there pretty late, so they normally pick up costumes during that week before. So once we got to the actual Port of Spain dock, got my costume, thankfully it fit, and then that gives you access to Monday and Tuesday. So Monday, you don't have to wear your costume, but you're on the road the whole day. And then Tuesday is when you get really, the all-out makeup, dress up, everything. I am glad you called on me first because I did not have a Monday experience for complications with my transportation, which is a good lesson, I think, for anybody who is listening. Make sure you secure your transportation well in advance because I had an issue with mine, so I ended up skipping out on Monday. But your transport, make sure they're reliable, they're solid, that however you work out your logistics, that they know when to pick you up and the dates and the times and everything. So I unfortunately didn't get to do Monday, but Tuesday was amazing. I had an amazing time. So I'm going to stop there. I feel like I gave a lot, but I think Leo good. And Janelle and Marto can fill in the rest.
That was good. But before Leo went to get his, I guess, what are you bringing from Tribe?
Let me tell you one of the main reasons why I play with Tribe every year. And I didn't start playing with Tribe 10 years ago. I played with Fantasy.
Okay.
Fantasy, that was Marshall's band.
Oh, so it's no longer in existence?
Yeah, they're no longer. That was a huge band. I think that was like the second largest band.
Oh, wow.
And Tribe, I mean, when I say, I remember some years, this year I think Tribe had about 10 trucks.
Oh, wow.
Some years it felt like it was like 20 trucks that Tribe had on the, like the band was so large.
Wow.
But I'm all about
Wait,
quality.
so when you say 10 trucks, you mean 10 trucks just for Tribe, not
just
Bliss
for Tribe
and Lost Tribe?
Right,
Yeah,
just for Tribe. No. Just for Tribe.
Jesus.
Just
No,
Tribe.
Bliss is also gigantic. We had a lot of people, like maybe 7,000. So Tribe probably had like 10.
Yeah, so Bliss is large as well, but Bliss is usually more of the. If you ask the Trinis, it'd be like more of the elites. It's a little bit more. They have fun, but probably not the way we would have fun in Tribe, right?
Okay.
Or Yuma, but yeah. So I started playing with Tribe because of consistency, quality, the music, the sound trucks are impeccable. The DJs, you have DJ Private Ryan, Marshall have his own truck. You have all the big DJs from New York. They're on all these trucks, right? And it's a great time. Then what they give you in your goodie bag. Right?
Oh, I saw those goodie bags. Come on, you got to talk about that.
Maybe I need to go get my suitcase.
Y'all got to talk about those goodie bag suitcase.
So
listen.
Yeah, Tribe definitely wins.
I was jealous. No, talk about what was that goodie bag.
And there was it was a very high end. Very high.
Hold on, Leo, tell us. What was it
I can't speak for the ladies for this year. All I know is that the most unique thing that the ladies got, it was a rose. They gave every lady a rose, which was insane, right? Plus they got a suitcase. As well.
Wait, the men didn't get one?
No, just the ladies.
No, we got
They got a cooler,
bag.
right?
We got a bag and a cooler, and then I also did the VIP experience, so I got another bag as well. A flare bag. It was clear the
flare.
VIP experience,
Yeah.
right? But this is what I went to go show you guys, right?
Show us.
Oh, the shoe.
You did not get a sneaker.
No.
Yeah.
You're lying. What?
Leo, yeah, Tribe.
Do you like-
definitely
No,
get the swag
Leo.
right. You gotta.
Wow.
They know your size.
That's nice.
Yeah, look, see.
Wow.
Ooh, that's nice.
I didn't wear. I wore it one time, and let me tell you, these things. You talk about insoles, Jonelle. That's very important because usually on Carnival Monday, you're doing at least 40 to 45,000 steps. That historically, that's what I've tracked on my iWatch, and that's what happened this year. Carnival Tuesday is the same thing, right? So you need good shoes. Or you need good insoles, or you're gonna be hurting at the end of that day. So I
Break
didn't wear
them in
these.
beforehand.
I didn't wear these. They're still brand new, but they feel very good.
They look good though.
Wow.
Yeah, man, they're
My
nice.
God.
I don't know where
Wow.
they're made.
They're fire.
And this is not the first time they did this. They did this for the girls. They actually had Nikes.
Wow.
I think it was 2016
Okay.
or 17,
All
somewhere
right,
around.
Asha, I feel like people are gonna watch this and they're like, "I'm going with Tribe."
I mean, well, I'm gonna
Right,
give you
right.
guys a chance to talk, but I'm literally right now. I'm like, well, when I do this and I play, it seems like I'll lean over to that side. I do like those things.
I'm
Wow,
like,
sneaker look fire. Okay.
It's something that you need to keep in the back of your mind whenever you're looking at the cost of Carnival, right? So people like,
Yeah.
I know for guys on average it's about $800. If you go VIP, it might be 1,000 plus. 2 days, you're getting all you could eat on the road because they have snack trucks as well. We had KFC and Pizza Hut on the road, but then you also have your lunch spot, which you sit there for 2 hours and you're getting all the food that you could eat. Like they have great food there. And because I was in Flair VIP this year, not only did they have great food and a bar and a DJ, but they had a barbershop. They had a place where the females could get their makeup done. You could get massages. Like you're paying for all of it. Like I think it's amazing. You're getting all it.
They treat you well.
The only thing that I think Tribe is lacking, and you could probably say the same thing for Yuma. I want to see more locals, but because the cost.
No, the price.
It's so
yeah.
expensive.
You know, you're
Listen.
looking at that's 8,000 TT dollars,
Yeah.
7,000 TT dollars. Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to have like a Trini price for the
I
locals.
agree.
Because
Yes.
I don't want to feel like I'm leaving America to go to Trinidad to be amongst more Americans.
Yeah.
I want to be amongst the locals.
Right.
There's nothing sweeter than being on the road and whining on a local Trini woman, right? Like,
Leo.
But to that point, Leo, it's so interesting because I think when I, even to the question earlier on about like different
No
things we
comment.
learn and watch, even seeing where the locals are gathered, right? I
Yeah.
recognize that the locals are converging. They're really at the Soca Dome. They're on the road, but they're really at those events like, I mean, Panorama was crazy.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
you couldn't even walk.
Crazy.
They were like,
And
couldn't get through. They were all out there. They were linemen. So it seems like the experiences that locals are doing, and it could be a price conversation. And so, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But it seems like there are things that locals are doing versus things that are very tourist and very American.
Yeah.
So- and that was one of my when I mentioned about, I don't know if I would want to do Juve with Coco doubles. It's because I felt that it was, to your point, just it was just a lot of tourists. It was everybody from the ship who was there. I don't think there was any locals there. And I
There
don't
was a
think they
lot of walking.
understood what
No,
to
the
do.
best time we had was when that little band, those Indian
yes.
Yes.
With the
Yes.
higher.
that was it.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
was it. And that
Yeah.
is what Juve is really for me. It's more,
that's
you
the
know,
culture, the
higher
real culture.
is the drums, and
Yeah.
I that was culture shock for me to go to Juve and see big trucks with music, because my experience with Juve has always been steel pan, iron, and drums, you know. So I think that was really interesting for me. But I actually had a local experience on Monday.
You did.
Okay.
You
Monday,
had a great experience, Jana.
Yeah, Monday Carnival for me, I actually didn't, even though I played with Yuma, I didn't go out with Yuma on Monday. So Monday, Marta, Cher, and we had a photo shoot at the Hilton Hotel. Ladies, I would recommend that if you want to get like the bomb photo shoot with your heels and your costume, do that Monday morning, right? And then you go out on the road. Huh?
They're up on YBT.
Leo.
Oh, they're on YBT. You gotta go on the Instagram page.
Go out
Hey,
there,
you
you
got
see
some of the
that.
link. Got it.
Leo. But in the evening, like around 4 or 5 o'clock, I met up with my cousin, my two of my cousins. One of them is born and raised in Trinidad, and then the other, she still lives there. So we met up and we went out on the road, and my cousin actually made our costumes for us. So it was like a swimsuit with some gems and, you know, our sneakers, and I had my makeup done from earlier. And we were on the road and no one was in costume, right? So Monday's not the day where everybody's wearing their costumes. It was so much fun, and it was locals. It was locals. We were dancing. We were having a good time. She came with the coconut water and the scotch, the Johnny Walker. That's what we were drinking. I didn't know I was supposed to wear my wristband. My cousin was like, girl, she said you're supposed to wear the wristband so you could get us the drinks. I was like, I don't know. But either way, we had a good time, and then we ended up on Arrow Pizza Avenue, and we got some food, and it was just good vibes. So I think Monday, I did have that more local experience on the road. But I agree with Leo. Tuesday, you are in the band with tourists. And I think that's another thing. Like when you're playing mass, you got to make sure you know your people. You know what I mean? Like the worst thing is to be out on the road and you're not having fun, you know, with the people that you're with. So you either that or you meet new people on the road.
Which is what I
That
did.
part. That part.
But
No.
I wanted to say one thing to your point, Asher, about like maybe and this is what I'm hearing from other people that I've met, and what I'm gathering. So it could be different, but I think locals or people who are from Trinidad, a lot of them that I've talked to, whether they live there or not, they actually haven't played mass as often. I think a lot of the times they'll go to the fete. So I think from Christmas, literally from Christmas all the way up until Carnival, it's just fete after fete after fete. And I think that is a lot of the time before the tourist influx comes in. That's, I think, a lot of what the locals will do. And then one of the girls that I met, you know, she was like, I don't know if I'm going to go or not. Like she kind of just decide like on the the week of or a couple days before whether or not they'll go. And I think that's because they have the flexibility. Not everybody does that. There's some people who will, join a band far in advance, but I think it just depends on if they want to jump on Monday and Tuesday. But I think that's are a lot of the time where you'll find more of the locals.
More of the local. And so I'm gonna pass it over to, because we heard from Y Tribe. Well, let me first say thank you, Christina, for that. That was actually clear and really good. And we heard from the tribe representative as to why tribe. I do want to hear from the Yuma representatives as to why Yuma. But before we go there, I'm going to circle back even to what Christina mentioned. Interestingly, I was having a conversation after Carnival Tuesday, after leaving the parade route with a local. He was just standing there.
Right.
We just struck up conversation, and Joel was actually on the phone chatting, and that's kind of how I then started to talk to the person next to me. And then, so he actually said, which I was like, okay, this makes sense. He said Carnival Monday for the locals is their time, because I guess they could get on and that's when they're partying and they could just be on the road, like just being flexible. And then he said Carnival Tuesday is, that's parade time, like that's showtime. Like you gotta come look right. You're presented to the judges, you're presented. But he said, last lap is now when the locals come back out. I guess that starts at 6 p.m. What time is that?
No, which last lap are you talking about? Because there's a last lap on the Saturday after Carnival.
Oh, the one on Tuesday.
The one on Tuesday.
Oh, the one on Tuesday. Okay.
So he said the Tuesday one is when they come back out now, and then they lime and do whatever they got to do. And I guess there's one on Saturday now too. So by that time, most of the tourists are probably not gone. So you see, these are kind of the local to the point of from the locals, like how they're experiencing the event versus how we probably are experiencing it. Which are good things, I think, to note in planning your Carnival experience. But Jonelle and Mardo, we heard from Tribe. Why Yuma? And tell us what you got too, because we heard suitcases over here. We heard I saw sneakers. Because right now I am like,
1 second, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead, get your stuff, because right now I'm telling you, when I play with Tribe based on what was just presented, but I did hear vibes.
I didn't show you half of what Tribe.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
I'm not gonna go and get the gear. I'm gonna let Mardo do that part.
But tell us, Jonelle, why?
Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I played with Yuma because all the Tribe sections were closed. Okay, that's number one. So I'm gonna keep it real. However, let me explain that Yuma was incredible. Like, you're not. I don't want anyone listening to think that you play with Yuma, you get in a second class experience, because you are not. Okay. You are getting a first class experience. Yeah. Like the swag was top tier. Like we got a travel bag. We've got our cups. We got like lots of snacks. We got all kinds of things and all kinds of stuff. It was too much.
As Jonelle is talking, pull them out.
Yeah, like a passport holder. I mean, it was just tons and tons of things. Oh. Like, that's our bag, our travel bag. And the men got a really beautiful black one. It looked like it was a cousin to Louis Vuitton. It was very nice. And I would say, like, I don't want you to think you're getting a second class experience with Yuma. Yuma is well known because the vibes, like, the people, they're really getting down. They're having a good time. And you definitely get that at Yuma. Yuma had 17 trucks. And
that's a lot.
Just think about that. Like, if anybody listening never did Eastern Parkway, you got one of the big bands might have 2-3 trucks. No, one band had 17 trucks, right? So just think about that. And our costume, oh my gosh,
it was gorgeous.
Our section was called Tiffany. And it was, of course, if you think about, Tiffany and Company, it was Tiffany blue. It was just jewels, and it was top tier. I think that's one of the arm bracelets. But my costume, I promise you, like you will see me in it again. Like pieces, like the bra piece can be worn with like a nice white pantsuit. Like it was top. Like there.
That's good. You better reuse that thing.
For how much you pay for it? Yeah.
Like the costumes that you see on the Parkway, on Eastern Parkway, is like, honestly, it seems, if you had to compare it, it's like a kindergarten student sat down and made the ones on Eastern Parkway. Compared to the material, I mean, the feathers, the rhinestones, the lycra.
Come on, pull them out, model. Like, show show.
Top tier. And
tier.
I didn't leave not one part of my costume on the road. I left with the whole costume and I came back with the whole costume.
You're taking it home and you're going to use it.
Yes.
All right, we're going to pause right here for 1 second because I need to ask you something. Be honest. Could you actually handle Carnival? Not just the outfits, not just the parties, but the energy, the pace, the movement, the nonstop nature of it all. Because what people see online is one thing, but being there, that's a completely different experience. So I want you to really think about that. Could you handle it? And if you think you could, where would you even start? All right, keep that in mind. Now, let's get back into this as we take things home.
No, this is definitely really good advice for you all. And again, there are many different bands, many different options. The top three are, as we said, Tribe, Yuma, and
RC is also pretty.
Ronnie and Carol.
Ronnie and Carol.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna move on. One more question, and then we're gonna take break. But so we're in Tobago, and we, by the way, amazing experience. We haven't talked much about that. They do Tobago for the cool down. I mean, amazing experience. Thank you, Epic, for doing that piece, right? So we're in the van in Tobago, coming back from an amazing beach day in Tobago. Somehow, I got a conversation with these women next to me, and they mentioned the reason why she plays with Ronnie and Carol every year, which is a point I had never really thought about.
Yeah.
And when she said, I said, "Oh, okay, I don't know. This is interesting." She said it's the only Black-owned band. Can anyone speak to that point? So I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, this is powerful, but interesting," and I don't know what to say.
That's probably very true, because based on the history of Trinidad, you know, you have Africans and you have Indians, and the Indians hold most of the wealth in Trinidad. So but you also have you have Germans and Syrians, and but that statement is probably.
Don't forget the Venezuelans. Don't forget.
Yeah, well, they're
coming in.
They're new, but they're coming in. But a lot of these Venezuelans, they also had money from Venezuela, even though Venezuela was a failed state for a long time. A lot of people had money, and Venezuela was economically a great country, 20, 30 years ago. So a lot of these people coming into Trinidad, they're just not coming in because they don't have somewhere to live safe anymore. But a lot of these people had money, prior to. So, but that statement is probably very true. I get it. I don't know who owns Tribe. I haven't met him, but there's probably a lot of truth to that.
It's definitely. I bring it up because it's something definitely worth thinking about. I'm not saying you should just choose it based on that, but it was something that stuck out to me, and it's something that most of us don't think about. But it was also a statement made from an American, right? So remember all of these things in context of who's making the statement, not to discredit the statement at all, because it's probably a very true statement. But then how I think it's something for us to wrestle with, and as we're dealing with it, how are we going to even go forward after that? So I'm just going to leave that right here, let you sit on and chew on that, because I'm going to chew on it as well and do a little bit more research. But before we go to break, we all mentioned that a part of this experience is the fets. So just tell us, what are some of the, what was your FET experience, and what FET do you think is certainly worth attending? If for a person who is going to Carnival for the first, well, we have an answer right here. For a person who's going to Carnival for the first time, what FET do you have to go to? If you're not going to anyone, what FET should you go to? Your FET experience. Jonelle, go ahead. And
yes, let me answer this question. So, okay, what I will say to preface that is, as a first-time Carnival goer, you need to figure out what kind of FET matches your personality. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Number one. And based on that, then you can decide, well, if you want to be at a FET where you're standing and you're looking cute and, you know, then maybe, you know, the Hyatt Line, that might be the kind of event you want to go to. Just make sure you got the kind of money to pay for it. If you want to get
$600,
stink and dirty, then, you know, that's the kind of one that it depends on what your personality is.
Good point.
I will tell you that I will come back to Trinidad just for this event. Okay?
Picnic.
And let me explain to you why. First of all, the swag is top tier. I'm just showing you this little, you know, tumbler here. But I must have got like 3 cups. I got a champagne flute. I got a bottle of champagne with my ticket. My ticket was $270. It came with a bottle of champagne. It came with this. It came with a champagne flute, a circular, beautiful, plush picnic blanket. I got a fan. A bag that I can use now whenever I go dancing. I put my shoes in there. I mean, just the swag was top tier. But the amount, because Picnic happens on the Saturday before Carnival, is the same time as another big event called Soca Brainwash. And what I love about Picnic is that it's all live performances. And if I had to pay to go see any one of those artists, I would be paying a lot of money separately. So I got to pay $270 and I got to see all of these artists. Then there were all of these activations. So if you ever been to some, it was like a mini Essence Fest, because you had like all of these activations where you can go and take pictures, these Instagrammable spots, you know, like the Tunnel of Love. And then you had like the Cupid Heart, and you had all of these wonderful activations. And then you had the food. Oh my goodness, we had a KFC stand, a Cinnabon stand, a curry stand, all kinds of food that you can eat. And then like the balloons, they had like this moment where they just kept throwing like thousands of balloons into the crowd. I was like, this is crazy. And I happened to be like right in the front. So there was no one in front of me. Like I was literally so close that I could kiss Kess. You know what I mean? It was that kind of vibe. So I would highly recommend Picnic if you like live performances, if you like if you're really into like taking great pictures for Instagram, which I am not. I love pictures, but I'm not big on Instagram. Well, took lots of beautiful pictures, ate really great food, had a wonderful vibe, and it was the best of both worlds. Like you could be so sheer, but you can also get down and have I danced. I had a wonderful time, and of course it's all you can drink and all you can eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, good. So let me say this, and then I will pass it to some other, maybe Lee or Christina, who've gone to the other feds. So we were at Sunnyside the next day. And hold on, I gotta tell the story because from the person looking out we had Sunnyside the next day. By the way, we paid $200 for this event. We had to get there early, and so as Janelle is sitting there, Janelle is like, wow, well, you know, you got to know what experience you're looking for. And then she kept on just reminiscing on Picnic because she would have talked about what she got from Picnic, which was really good. She talked about the KFC and all these things. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, this is interesting. So we know that Janelle going through it.
Picnic probably shouldn't have been my first experience because I was comparing all the other feds.
Now it's up here.
And it was like Picnic was all the way up here. But I think all the other feds are like on the level of Sunnyside up. But I will also say Picnic, when I tell you everyone...
Leo,
you're next.
Oh, wait, I want to go after Leo. I mean, before Leo. Before Leo.
Yeah, it was. Picnic was up here. Don't
I-
expect
all-
every fete to be like
Okay,
picnic.
all I'm gonna say that was really just an interesting experience, like just to go like to see how you reacted and responded to that picnic experience, and then you're so decided. Not that it was bad, it was like, man, we had a time yesterday.
It was different. It was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christina.
It was different.
Yes, I want to go before Leo because Leo is the veteran and he was there way before we got there. And I think part of my thoughts of I would definitely do Carnival again, but going earlier to experience a lot of the earlier fetes is like that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, opportunity. So curious to hear from Leo. But I got to experience the fete that Janelle mentioned, Soca Brainwash. And so very much similar sentiments with it's all inclusive. There's so many activations. We got this beautiful cut, the decor, like the intention behind it was amazing. The food was, all you could eat, all you could drink, top tier food. The environment is different because it's not live performances, it's DJs. But it got it was an amazing time. I had a great experience there. And a lot of the research that I did in trying to decide which one should I go to, a lot of people say for your first time, Soca Brainwash is a good first time fete, just to kind of understand what it's like. It is all inclusive, one of the top tier pricier fetes. So, you can go to a cooler fete, which is cheaper and you bring your own drinks, or you could, there's tiers to it. So picnic and Soca Brainwash are like at the top, but there's a lot of different varieties that you could pick from. So this is my pick for the year, but I do have, there are a lot of other fetes that go on before you even get to the weekend. So I'm curious about Leo's experience.
No, yeah, and before Leo go, it's important to note, as Christina mentioned, like, as a person coming in, we came in on the cruise and we knew what we were able to do. So we were coming on the cruise, so we weren't going to cooler fetes because where were we going to get a cooler from, right? So know all of these things as you are purchasing whatever you're purchasing. Like, you could try to be cheap, but we would have had to go out to buy a cooler, go out to, like, we weren't doing all of that. So that's why I think a lot of times, even to a tourist point, like the tourists pay for the all-inclusive options because it just makes it easier for us to do. But Leo, I'm going to pass the mic to you to tell us maybe the fete you would recommend and your fete experience.
So
you have a lot.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do 14 days down there, right? And every day we're doing at least one fete, sometimes two fetes, because I don't know if I put my schedule in the chat, but sometimes we'll get out of a fete 2 p.m. The next fete is at 8 p.m. So between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. you're resting, and then you're doing 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and then going to another fete at 3 a.m. So you only have 1 hour of sleep. So choose wisely, right? Now, Soca Brainwash is I think it is the largest fete in Trinidad. It's literally like a soca rave. There's no live bands, even though we did have one artist this year.
Yes, we did.
Who was that?
He was everywhere. Omnipresent.
The Road March winner.
It was
predicted to win. Marshall Montano.
We never discuss this hot topic.
That man was omnipresent.
Listen, so what I love about Soca Brainwash, and I do wherever Private Ryan is, I'm trying to be there, right? So like in May, we're going to Tipsy Parrot. We're doing Soca Baby.
Soca Baby.
Right? There is nothing nicer than a great or a good soca party on a boat. There's something about being on a boat. And I have a story of being on this boat in Trinidad back in 2015. It was called the Treasure Queen. They fed so much on that boat that boat sank. It's at the bottom of the sea right now, right?
Are the people okay?
You are the boat, Leo?
Literally, I'm not BSing. Like literally. Treasure Queen. Huh? Yo, listen, one of the most
The
memorable...
podcast's over. Leo, it's over.
No behavior.
What?
Listen,
No
okay, so
behavior.
all the parties right now,
it off.
is on the Harbor Master. Harbor Master has some great parties. Soca Baby this year was amazing. He had 2 Soca Babies. He had the morning ride and the afternoon ride, the evening ride. There's something about soca on a boat. I don't know what it
We
is.
know.
If it's the water.
Yes.
Because I
tell you.
Oh, we
You
were
know.
on the boat.
We are the boat. We know.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vortex, yes. Right. So I was on Harbor Master. I did crop over last year, July, and Harbor Master was there. And I tell you, we did a party on Harbor Master, and it was ridiculous. But anyhow, the reason why I do Soca Baby every year, I have not done picnic yet. Some of my friends have done picnic. One of my friends, it was her birthday this year. She's what you call a hardcore fetter. She turned 69, and she
Oh, God bless
Wow.
her.
in picnic.
Good for her. Yes.
Hard. You should see her photos. Yeah, 60, amazing, right? The
Wow.
reason why I don't really care about the live artists that much, the live bands, because I saw the videos, is because during the week when I'm there, 14-day spread, I've already seen these artists.
Yeah.
Because you have like Tuesday, you have Kest Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's how I
And
felt.
his show is amazing. You have Marshall well, it used to be called
Monday.
Marshall Monday, but that used to be the biggest fet. But really a live stage show in Trinidad. I'm talking about like the entire cricket stadium, 60, 70,000, 80,000 people. Just go on YouTube and look at the history. It was ridiculous. And Marshall could do a show 4 hours straight.
Yeah.
And he's been
Yeah.
playing music since he's
Yeah.
9, 10 years old. He's been making music. So he could do a show 4 hours straight, no problem. You have Voice. I don't know if Voice has a show yet, but
He
Bunji
should.
Garlin,
He should.
yeah, he should.
And I went to
yeah.
Hard Fet.
Yeah. Hard. Oh my! How did you like that? Hard Fet was
I
crazy, right?
I was in the middle. I was in the craziness. Like right, we made our way up to the stage, so it was crazy.
Yeah.
Some people, again, I think the locals who are used to different types of fets, they were like, it's unorganized and the lines were long. So they had different experiences because they've been seeing him, like you said, this entire time. Whereas for me, that was the night we got there, Friday night, like straight to Hard Fet in the middle of it. I loved it, but
Yeah.
mixed reviews on that one. Were you there?
Okay. No. I didn't go that night because that night we were resting up for the next morning, which was Juve, the first Juve for us. But next year I'm going to Hard Fet because I love Bungie.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite fet that you like? One fet that you love more than any?
Yeah.
I'll probably get called biased for saying this, but Sun Nation.
Sun
'Cause
Nation.
that's the one Jamaican promoter
Oh, of
on
course.
Friday.
Okay, that's
Of course.
Okay.
Listen. Well, you know what? It's a little hard to be Soca brainwash. Listen, man. When I go to any fet that I'm in, I need to be in the front. I need the bass to vibrate my entire body. I should come out of that fet, my hair in half gone,
Drip.
right? Like
my experience, my first day experience. My
Oh, yes.
first experience. That should be your experience all the time.
yeah. So and then away from the music, great DJs and just having a good time. The all inclusivity, right? So the food is great. I'm in Sun Nation having Aki and Sawfish in Trinidad.
Oh, really?
Aki
I know that's right.
Rico.
It's a true Jamaican here. Is that why you like it?
He's biased. You're biased.
As you mentioned.
The bias.
is more than that. Yeah. So there are certain fets that I do year to year. Every year I have to do that. You have to do Veil Vibes on a Sunday. That fet been going on for
I
like
want to do
25.
that next year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
25 years. Even though, listen, the sun over there, I think is in Santa Cruz. When that sun hit you, some years it rained. It didn't matter because people still out in the rain. One of the first places I saw Usain Bolt at a fet, it was in Veil Vibes.
Wow.
And when I say you're there from 4 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, so imagine you leave, you just did Soca Brainwash 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday. You're drunk, you're tired. You need to get to Santa Cruz by 4 a.m. Right? Some people might do Panorama. You're going 4 a.m. to 12 at Vale Vibes on a Sunday, right? And then right after that, you might do something else after Vale, or you might rest up because that Monday morning at 2 a.m. is Juve.
Juve.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
You already
that
tired
is
me.
just,
Ah.
I'm
Jam
already
time.
And
tired.
Monday mass.
I'm already tired.
Leo, have you ever done Soca Street?
so here goes the thing with that. I have someone that works with all the artists.
Oh, you have an in.
No, hold on. I
Has
think
an
I
in.
have an in. She's very good, but she cannot get, for the love of me, any Soca Street tickets.
Yeah,
Right?
Wow.
it's
And
very
I know
hard
I
to get.
love Soca.
Very, very
It's
hard.
very hard to get. Yeah, it's very hard to get. So I mean, it's whatever. One day I'll end up. I mean, matter of fact, one year, what I need to do, maybe next year, what we'll do, we won't plan to go to Vale, and I'll just show up at the venue and find a scalper.
Somebody who's got the
Somebody
ticket.
They will. They will sell it to you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen, we've had, this was a really good conversation. Hopefully you have learned a lot. You're gonna get a lot of
Wait.
tidbits.
Leo, what are you
lot of-
drinking?
He's been
Yeah,
drinking
wh-
this whole time. It's Appleton.
Come on, what is that? What is that?
Appleton. It's Appleton.
Oh,
Where's the coconut water?
no
Was-
chaser.
No chaser.
But listen, we've had a lot of information, a lot of good information for you. So hopefully you've definitely learned a lot from this conversation. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna wrap this entire conversation up with the team who went to Trinidad for Carnival. So stay tuned.
All right, we're going to pause right here again. And if you've been following this conversation, you can already tell this experience goes way beyond just Carnival. We've talked about the moments, the energy, the highs, but there's still another layer to all of this. So in part 3, we're really going to sit with what this experience actually meant and what stays with you after it's all over. Make sure you're tapped in, and we'll catch you in the next one. If you've been enjoying this episode so far, please make sure you're tapped in with us across all platforms. You can find us on Facebook at Young Black Travelers, TikTok at Young Black Travelers, Instagram and Threads at Young Black Travelers Blog, YouTube at Young Black Travelers. And for everything YBT, visit youngblacktravelers.com. If you're interested in YBT merch, or you just want to connect with us, feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, when you're out exploring the world, stay aware, keep good sanitary practices, and take care of yourself wherever you go. Until next time, happy travels, and we'll catch you in part 2.